Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. We've got Night Dog from Clan H Solo and his Sturb 74 Tier 6 Swedish medium tank. He's top tier in a 357 on whatever this place is called. Red Shire, headed over to the east side. Gonna do some work over by the blimp. So let's see how Mad Dog plays this game. Did I say Mad Dog? Night Dog. Holy cow, too many dogs. All the dogs. This is Night Dog, not Mad Dog. The Lux is spotted, and he actually gets spotting damage on the Lux. The Lux does not see him, because I didn't seem to see the 6 cents go off. Interesting. Must have a bad crew in the Lux. And Night Dog sent over. Maybe he's getting ready for the new Swedish medium line, training some crews. He's going to come up here. This is an interesting tank. Decent mobility. Pretty good turret for its tier, especially against the tanks that it's taking on. And a lot of gun depression, and a nice little gun. Doesn't hit too hard, but it's accurate and reloads quickly, and that's actually going to become a factor. We're going to talk about that quite a bit. T-14 is slow, so he is coming up. Night Dog is going to some critical terrain, but he's not pushing in there alone. That's a good idea. He's waiting for the T-14. There are quite a few tanks on the middle, and Night Dog's major push for his team is over on the west side as well. So they do have to be careful over here, but it's going to depend on what they find, and this is a little bit different than usual. It's a lower tier game, so it's not going to really comply too much with the meta. You see that he's got a Sturb coming in from there, and takes a hit in the side. Try to come around corners with your front armor pointing a little bit more forward there. Obviously, sometimes you need to poke out and get that shot. A little bit of a trade there. And the T-14's thinking about it. T-14 took a hit from something else, and then you're going to see this guy come up, and it gets a little goofy. See, you actually had a shot right there earlier on, and you kind of had to expose yourself to get there. And we get ammo racked. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but you spend the rest of this game ammo racked. Which was interesting. I was kind of surprised. See how long that timing is? Now, depending how familiar you are with the tank, you should notice when you're ammo racked just by how long it's taking you to reload. Especially in a tank like this where you expect to be firing about every, what, 2.5, 3 seconds. The reload gets really long, you should be noticing that. Now, the 14 moves forward. It's relatively even. You come over here looking to get a shot on the experimental. He dies, and the T-14 is kind of alone and unafraid, and we're on the back edge of this hill with our major push over on the west side. This game is interesting. There's two things going on here, really. The ammo rack, which you never notice, and pressuring the enemy from a couple sides so that you can leverage what your team is doing. So let's just watch this as we go. Your west side's battling a bunch of guys on the hill, so somebody needs to get over there and start lighting those guys up and pressuring them from the other direction so they can get in a crossfire. And we're sort of hanging out here. You're a fairly mobile tank. Bit of gunnery issues there. We use auto aim a lot today, which I don't know if I've ever noticed you use that much auto aim. And we take a couple shots there. We auto aim, we miss because he disappears. We got a Lux hiding, and our guys over on the west side are getting massacred because they're pushing in across open areas into a bunch of people in behind buildings and up on hills and sniping. Then the Lux jumps all over the T-14, which we're not supporting, and the Hetzer tries to go over there. So we've neither gone across and tried to clean up the middle and maybe start helping some crossfire from the west side, and we don't really support the T-14, and now we're coming back across, so that's alright. We got shots. A little sniper action here. There's one that dives in on him on an auto-aim shot. And again, I'm just watching this long reload, and I'm thinking, surely Night Dog is going to recognize that he's ammo racked. I did look down at one point and go, alright, maybe he doesn't have a kit, but he definitely has a kit. And we're spending a long time just staring at guys trying to get shots, and then fortunately the M4 shows himself and allows you a shot into his side. Now he's running downhill. We're auto-aimed. He's going to get away. So there are already 2 or 3 examples of, had you not been ammo racked, you'd have got another shot in, and some more hit points would be taken off the team. The other thing I don't know if you noticed is you are auto-aimed to this guy. As long as he's lit, it doesn't matter whether you're looking through a mountain or not, your gun is staying right on him. And you may have intended to do that, but you did look over at the other tank that was moving around like you wanted to shoot him. So I'm not 100% sure you recognize it. Obviously you did right there, or it went away. I'm not really sure which one. And now we're coming up here. This is good. So we are now in a position where we can start supporting our guys over on the west side. But what I would have done right here, Night Dog, is tuck up under that hill. All right, you got, let's take a look at this. Everybody wants to be a sniper, right? Nobody wants to get up here and light guys that are unlit. You got a Hetzer and a T-14 in great sniping position. You got all these guys down here, but nobody wants to get in here and start making it happen. Now the M4 is a problem. You got to kill him. You can't just go blitzing across the open. So what we need to do is come to the right of this rock and find this M4. Let's make that dude go away, and then we'll have a free dash up under this hill, and they will have a really hard time picking you off unless they've got very good gun depression. And even at that, they have to expose themselves to all these snipers around here and probably get wasted. But what we do is we just sort of hang out here and we join into the ranks of the sniper brigade. Now there's the M4. As soon as I saw him, I'd have turned and try to take him out. Now you're going to do a good job. Looks like you noticed him a little late. Your sixth sense goes off. You do see him. You come around here, you take a shot, and you keep moving. And that was fantastic. That is exactly what you needed to do. So that's interesting because what did the M4 do? He went over there, tried to light up the guys that were flanking his team from the east side so that his snipers could get rid of them. And he got one of them. Got one of them. The T-14 did not get killed, but he will in a moment. We find the Hetzer, take some shots. Here's another great example. You should have already shot and killed him. And I would estimate, I haven't been counting them, but you've left at least 4, maybe 6 to 8 shots on the table because of being ammo wrecked. That's one of the strengths of this thing. It doesn't have a huge stick, but it does fire nice and quickly. There's a couple shots missed there, at least one. And we're messing around. So we still have the T-14, but look what's happened over on your west side. You've lost nearly everybody except for 2. You two, probably you because you've got the hit points, needs to pressure this middle, light them up, and give these guys shots, or at least keep these guys from swarming your west side. There's the Lukes. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. So there's an M8A1 unaccounted for. That is something to think about. And there he is. He's there. So that's everyone. And they're going to go down there and start working over your poor Matilda. Again, with the auto aim thing here, there's another shot or 2 left on the table. It just takes forever to reload. The Matilda's doing some work over there. He actually kills 2 guys in a row. Alright, fine. Let's get this Artie. Flap, got him. There we go. Down he goes. And now just dash forward. It's time. Just go, go, go. There we go. And frankly, it was time a while ago to go ahead and do that and help this Matilda in the M4 while it was still alive. And instead of taking a kind of direct route, we kind of come up here to the right. The reason I don't like this is if they are still kind of hanging out here, you really expose yourself to a side shot. Just come up low underneath them here. Really kind of a roundabout way. The Matilda is now dealing with all 3 of those guys, or at least 2 of them. Come around here, take a look. No shots, trying to figure it out. Poor Matilda, all alone. Luke's is on top of them. So the enemy team has recognized the situation, and they've all piled onto your one poor Matilda and taken him down. And now you're in a bit of a pickle. But all's not lost. You do a nice job here coming across the ridge. You're going to jump into some bushes and try to find them. And the T-14 is capping. Not ideal, but this is really about the best option your team has. Force them to start moving towards the T-14 in the cap, and maybe you can find somebody out. So you shoot, and there's just a super long reload. You get lit. I think I would have guessed I was going to be lit. I might have taken that shot and just backed off. Once I got to here, I'd have spun my hole around and come up and look to get some more side shots on the Matilda. Instead of just kind of back and no big deal, looking around. And all of a sudden, the Luke shows up. Thank goodness he missed a couple times. You missed your shot, but he makes a foolish move. Decides to ram you because he's a little tiny light guy. And down he goes. It's alright, bit of luck, that's good. We keep backing. Again, I would go look for the Matilda. I don't think it's fast enough to get to the T-14, but what if he just barely got there? He might have been able to get a side shot on him right there. We back into this next bush. Taking a look at what's going on, and there's the P-26/40. A little bit late recognition. He doesn't see it. Down he goes. And that pretty much seals the deal.
And again, I don't know really why you didn't go look for the Matilda. Matilda has a little pew pew gun. You could have, I think you can take at least two, maybe three shots from him before you die. So I'd have just driven. I'd have just taken a little jaunt right here with this great gun depression and found him probably out here in the flats with side shots, and maybe got another 1 or 2 shots into him. 2 if you had fixed your ammo rack, 1 as it sits right now. But you'll end up winning this game. And there you go. 1,661 damage, 3 kills, and 168 spotting. I'll tell you what, I think this was easily a 2,000 damage game. Maybe considerably more if you'd have fixed your ammo rack early on and been slightly more aggressive in supporting the team as it was deployed. Right? You supported the team, you were doing your thing, but taking a look at where I should go based on the situation on the map and how my team was deployed and leveraging where they are and where I can get, mostly that middle part that I was talking about, I think you could have dropped another, easily get to 2,000, maybe even somewhere around 2,500. And really that kind of stuff is the difference between a solid good player, which is where you are now, developing into a great player, which is like where you are, developing from a good to a great player. You're in that middle region right there. And the mechanics are all there. I see this a lot with replays, but the decision making on the fly as the game develops, you just see a step or two behind where the truly great, awesome players are. I still see replays from players who are better than me, who are already moving before I even think about it. And when I see what they're doing, I go, right, that is what I should have been doing, or that is what needs to be done right there. But I didn't see it until they started moving. And they see it earlier than me. And that's what we try to learn if you want to get better and get a few more hit points in there. But nice win, man. Really hung in there, made it happen. You drive me crazy with the ammo rack. I have to be honest. Just tell me in the comments, did you notice that at all? All right, take it easy. Thanks for sending that in. I do appreciate it. See ya.